Hey everybody, Cappy here, and the good news is, for those of you who have sent in video requests like, oh, it's been more than 5 days, it's because I've been writing The Black Man's Guide Out of Poverty, and it is done. And so now I can focus on this, and I wrote 4 chapters in I think 4 days, and these are not little chapters, these are like non-stop chapters, and so yeah, it's been a lot of work, but now we can now that that is out of the way, we could go ahead and move on here. And I'm going to tell you guys, look, okay, I'll give you what you want. I'm just trying to help you. Be succinct in your writing. I charge for you, if I gotta read through your life story, and guys, this is the guys, the girls are a little bit better than this, but guys, you'll give me all this background information I don't fucking need, and then you'll get to your question 8 pages down below. I'll charge you for all of it, and I do. So I'm just trying to save you money, but be an asshole about it at the same time. Anyway, we got a request. Hello, I thoroughly enjoy watching your videos on a regular basis, and I also own a copy of Bachelor Pad Economics. Formalities aside, I'll cut to the chase. I'm 25 years old and recently graduated almost 2 years ago with my master's in biomedical engineering. I'm currently on my second job out of school, but in both cases, all I've basically been doing is paper pushing and being a professional FDA ass kisser. Neither of these jobs require any hard skills, and I could have done both in high school. On the plus side, I have zero debt, lucked out with my folks covering undergrad, and then got to school to pay for my master's. Nonetheless, there doesn't appear to be any job prospects in my field that will actually utilize my technical abilities. I even took the majority of classes from the standard undergrad curriculum in chemical engineering during grad school on their dime to get a stronger technical background, but I have not been able to land a job in this field to date. I applied to a lot of food and pharma companies, but all of their entry-level positions require at least 3 to 5 years. They always do. They always do. And I suspect they never read my resumes. Yeah, you're right. Your suspicions are correct. Oops, got a little bit ahead of myself here. So as you can see, I'm kind of stuck in my current situation. I have worked hard to develop my technical abilities in school. I'm not afraid of the mass, but seemingly all for naught. Should I just suck it up and embrace the suck? I'm currently making just over $50K with benefits at my job, and I've likely had the opportunities to move up in salary and experience if I stick it out in my current field, but this is mind-numbingly remedial and a travesty to my hard work as an engineering student. $50K a year for your age group is awesome. Most of the people your age are underemployed and don't have jobs. They do not get health care. I do believe in a minimalist lifestyle, as you advised, and have saved around $12,000 in the past year alone, trying to put away at least $5,000 to $1,000 each month. As an aside, I will try to tie it back together to the main point shortly. Why are you giving me an aside, dude? Really? This is why I charged you as much as I did. Your advice on starting a low capital investment or entrepreneurial venture on the side really resonates with me. I'm a passionate musician who plays several instruments, guitar, bass. I ditched the broke dick musician career dream by my late teens, however. I was too pragmatic at the time to potentially risk for my future for a dead end and went off to study engineering at college instead. Ironically enough, to land at Jesus fucking Christ! I know, they don't teach writing. Honest to God. Guys! Fucking tighten it up. Diarrhea of the mouth. Okay, I'm skipping ahead of this. In closing, my overarching question. See what I tell you? My overarching question is the following. Do I A, stick with the shitty desk job and embrace the suck to keep the cash flow coming in order for me to develop a side hustle in music? Or B, should I focus my efforts in developing my technical skills in a more lucrative field such as computer science programming so that my prospective job could be my dream job, likely at the expense of developing the music thing? Okay, I'm just going to answer these questions here because I'm tired of it. All right, you're going to do all 3. That's what you should do, is all 3. Okay? You need to put food on the table, but if your parents are rich and they can finance you to go pursue the computer programming thing, cool. But your dad and your mom are probably getting fucking pissed off supporting your ass for now over a quarter century. All right, so you got to stick with it. Now, here's the other thing. This is the lesson for everybody to get that have had to suffer through you blathering on for 18 pages. No jobs are cool. None are fun. None are enjoying. All jobs suck. I even got a subchapter in my new book that's titled, not the book is not titled All Jobs Suck. The subchapter is called All Jobs Suck, because all jobs suck. And what you millennials have got to learn, and this is not a slight on the millennials because it took me until I was 32 to realize, you are so propagandized and brainwashed into thinking that there's fairness and justice and maybe even optimism in the future in your job hunting. There isn't. All jobs suck. That's why they call it work. And they're getting suckier as time goes on, in part because technology automates a lot of things that would be interesting that humans normally used to do. There's a ton of baby boomers who just do not fucking retire because they've done a spectacular job of financial planning, so they got to stay in there. Meanwhile, that creates a log jam, so there's no promotion. So what is entry level it requires 3 to 5 years, or is such mundane bullshit that you're in your position right now. That's what all jobs are like. I had one job. It was an internship where I was doing the sovereign risk analysis for Wells Fargo. It wasn't Wells Fargo, called Norwest, until I found out that my boss was plagiarizing my work, that I was doing her job. Okay? That was the only interesting job when I was doing, executive level work at the age of fucking 22. So it is until you get there. So just suck it up, yes. Because you're going to go from one job, think this one's going to be better. Nope. And here's the other thing. All you kids, just like my generation, we were so overtrained, so overeducated. I have forgotten damn well near 90% of the shit that I learned about finance and economics. I've learned other stuff, but I never used it because no one ever called it. Perfectly good skills, very applicable, but no one ever demanded them. That's reserved for gray hairs. That's reserved for people who do long enough so that they get, what do they call it? Carpal tunnel syndrome in the neck, because that's all they've been doing in corporate America. And then, ooh, yay, you get to do modeling. All right? So your logic is correct that you got to run a side gig on music, because that's the only, whatever your personal hobby may be this time, it's music. Who knows what you might find interesting and more profitable down the road. And this is why everybody has got to run a for-profit company on the side, no matter how small, because that is the only surefire way you're going to get a job you enjoy is through entrepreneurship. All right? Do not expect this job. You're not unlucky. You're lucky because you got $50,000. Everybody's job is beneath them. Everybody's been overtrained because all the Democrats and the socialists and your parents and your teachers all lied right to your face and said, education is the most important thing. And they never asked, is there anything like economic growth? It's all like, how many times have you heard like, well, education is worth it unto itself. There's no price you can put on an education. Yes, there is. Because in the end, you have to be able to do something. Otherwise, it is not rewarding. It is not vindicated. And since we put so much emphasis on education and not enough of growing the economy, guess what? There aren't any real challenging jobs out there. This is not all the World War II guys coming back from World War II and, well, let's start shooting things up into space. And let's create this. Let's create electricity and all this other good stuff and make cars different, flight and space stuff and all. No, not going to happen. Not this generation. Unless you do entrepreneurship, which is why figure it out whether you want to support yourself, $50,000 a year, start sacking away money, pursue the music career. Or have your parents send you back to school to get a computer programming degree or programming certification to find out that when you get in the job, it sucked just as much as the one you left 2 to 3 years ago. And now you're almost 30. Okay? And your parents are like, son, when the fuck are you going to move out? When the fuck are you going to stop coming back here asking us to finance your latest degree? Regardless, you got to pursue some kind of music thing. All right? So, I'd say a better skill, the computer programming, not really. I think computer programming would also allow you to do more creative entrepreneurial stuff like the music, is learn to check out. Learn to check your brain at the door. You go in, your boss gives you money for showing up, you leave. You do whatever job they want, no matter what. 50, okay, fine. You want me to go sharpen pencils? Okay, I sharpen pencils. I remember one time I was working I wasn't working. I had caught up with all the work. I was a chief credit risk officer, chief risk analyst, whatever the fuck. I was some fancy sounding name. You know what I was doing about half the time because they just could not fucking keep up with me? Because, baby boomers, they don't believe in Excel. They don't believe in that Excel thing. How do you figure it out? How do you get your work done so fast? No, you can't leave early. You have to sit here and suffer like the rest of us retards. So I was filing Because there was nothing else to do. Really, guys? I mean, it's that bad. It's that bad. So there, that's what I recommend you do. Just, you know, and write better. For God's sake, write more efficiently. If you program your code like this, I mean, I don't know how many terabytes a little game of Pong you would find a way to make Pong a terabyte or two in terms of pure text. You would. So anyway, that's all we got. If you got questions, go to assholeconsulting.com. I'll take care of you. Toodles.